Thank you.
What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? We are live. This is Real Talk with Real DJs. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, every weekend. I'm thinking of the weekend. It is not the weekend. Every week we have a new DJ to bring you their story and how they got involved with DJing and how they got involved with this beautiful, beautiful art that I'm very, very proud to represent, and I just want to, let the world know about it, and hopefully encourage some people. Hopefully, have some influence over people that maybe aren't into it as much as they should be, and they get inspired by just listening to somebody else's story. So today, we have Darce Leon with us, Real Talk, Real DJs, and she is a real DJ. Darce,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little nervous because this is technically my first interview.
Okay.
So, congrats.
No. Hey, this is really cool because it's Real Talk with Real DJs, and that's what it's about. Like, this is the first time you were interviewed, which I find super cool. Thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you for having me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask you a quick question before we get into all the deep stuff about DJing, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna start it off a little bit lightly. Serato or record box?
Record box.
Record box. Okay, tell the people why. Why record box?
I got used to it way more, but I did start out with Serato. So I do have a soft spot for Serato, and plus Serato was the first one to have the stem features. So record box got it now, but Serato had it first, I'm just saying. So, record box, but a little bit of Serato.
Okay, you like doing both.
Yeah.
You like doing both.
Yeah.
I think as a DJ, you need to kind of be prepared and be able to be versatile when it comes to your technique and just be able to jump on any deck and use any deck.
Exactly. Because I didn't know. Well, because I thought I was going to be with Serato, but then you told me yesterday, okay, bring your decks. And I said, okay, my thing is only Serato. So I was able to adjust, and this deck right here is actually my first controller. So it's fine. This is my baby. I'm very familiar with my baby right here.
Super cool. So it's not even going to be a thing. You're going to get it right away. Super cool.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to you right before the show. You're into deep house. I feel like deep house is like that's your groove. That's your vibe.
I think so. Yeah. I love it. I think I just go off of a feeling because I do like much more hype music, but for some reason I always return to deep house.
Okay.
For some reason it's like my good warm up, and I just like feeling like I'm coasting.
Okay.
So I just want to feel groovy, like there's a sunset.
Like beach
I'm on the
vibes,
beach. I
beach
might
vibes,
be Ibiza, might be LA, but I'm grooving. There's a sunset, and people are just feeling themselves.
I feel that. I totally, when you were playing earlier, that's literally what I felt. I was just like, oh, when deep house is so vibey. You just want to have a drink and you just kind of relax and feel the music. So I'm excited to hear you later on today. I'm super excited.
Thank you. Yeah.
So Darce, tell me, I actually want to know your journey on how you got started into the DJ world. So start me from the beginning on how you got into music and how it arrived at being a DJ.
Oh yeah, for sure, especially for the beginning. I would say, so how did I get into EDM? So I would say that I've always been an avid listener. But my stepdad, growing up, he was the EDM guy. And so, but at the time, I grew up around the 2000s or so. So I'm talking, we had trance era Tiesto, we had Paul Oakenfold, we had Chemical Brothers. So he got me into all of that. He introduced me. And from there, I've always had EDM in my life somewhat. So as time grew, I've just kind of diversed my taste a little bit more, so I got introduced a little bit more house music.
Okay.
And then, obviously, as I got older, I discovered, more DJs that I like and much more of what I prefer. And also outside of EDM, like one of the biggest genres I do listen to has always been like hip hop. And with the 2000 sound of like Timbaland, a little bit of Pitbull, and like a lot of the sounds from Atlanta, it definitely always like pushed me forward. I always love like that nasty crunk sound or like the Timbaland drums because
Okay.
I always just imagine myself just like in movement at the club and just totally free.
Okay.
So whenever I listen to music, especially EDM music, then I kind of let that dictate. And then how I got into DJing was that last year. I want to say late 2023. I definitely hit a rock bottom in 2023. And amongst a lot of my realizations, I kind of just had this realization that I should just do what I want,
Okay.
which is very simple, but it's for me it was really life changing. Just like what am I doing? And I always liked music. I was always involved in music in some way because I liked choir. I did a little bit of alto sax throughout high school.
Yeah.
So late 2023, I downloaded Serato onto my brother's PC, and I didn't get any controllers yet. I was just kind of playing around with it just to kind of get the basics. BPM matching, transitions. And from there, 2024, I got my first controller. I showed up to my first open decks because I wanted to learn how to use CDJs, and it's just, I've been
From
on
there,
it ever since. Yeah.
From there, the story continues. So let me ask you this question. Okay, you talked a little bit about your family influence over you
Yeah.
for EDM. So that's kind of how you got introduced to EDM.
hmm
Do you remember the first EDM song you ever listened to that was like, oh my goodness, I love EDM. I'm a raver now. What was that first song?
Okay, wait. One of the earliest songs, I actually texted my stepdad the other day about this. One of my first memories I remember was Moby's Porcelain Song.
Ooh,
I was like 4 or 5, and something about that just, I felt like I gained consciousness. Just like looking at this guy and listening to that song. And he did play that song a lot. But I would say Paul Oakenfold, he had this album called Zoo York, I believe. And one of the songs, it was either Ready, Steady, Go or Time of Your Life. And it was so intense. It was so gritty, and I loved it so much. And of course, the Adagio for strings.
Okay. I love that one. Yeah.
No, it's such a classic. So those are songs very, very early on. I have memories of hearing continuously.
And you're talking about 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, very, very young.
Yeah.
I was like in the car, and he was bumping that. My family also listened to like rock music, so we got like a lot of Prince. We got David Bowie as well.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit of everything, and plus the 2000s was a popping time for music everywhere. So I was so lucky to just like I got in at the right time for everything.
For sure.
Yeah.
Super cool. That's awesome. Well, did that influence your path and your journey towards music? So I mean, you could have you did choir.
Yes.
You did piano, if
I
I'm not
did
mistaken.
super vaguely when I was very little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why DJing and why not, choir? Why not pursue an instrument? What was it that attracted you to DJing and to stay in this genre?
I think because I don't know what it was. I would say that I think with DJing, it's this. I would say that you have to cater most to the crowd, so you have to interact most with the crowd. So I could sing, which I do enjoy, but even then, it's just like you're the one curating the songs, and they're there to listen. But versus DJing, it's your job is to cater to the crowd. Your job is to work with the crowd, and I do like that back and forth. And I do, because I've had moments when I was DJing where people were just kind of like, we're losing a little bit of steam, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to get them back. So it's really satisfying when I get a really good song in or a banger. and then they're dancing, and I get them back, and it's so satisfying. So I like the back and forth with the crowd. It's the most direct.
Yeah, no, that's so true. You said something that I think every DJ goes through and thinks about, and as a DJ myself, I gotta get them back. I gotta get them back. That's like that's you should make that into a T-shirt.
Exactly. Yeah.
Only DJs would know the meaning. Like gotta get them back. Oh man, that could also be a breakup T-shirt. But anyways.
Oh no.
Okay. So yeah, that's your story and that's the influence you had. Now, tell me a little bit about what you've done as a DJ. What performances you've had? Where have you played? Where do you see yourself? Like what have you done, and what do you want to do?
Okay, so I've performed mostly in Los Angeles County, despite me being from Orange County, but that's fine. So I've done one of my first gigs was at the Dirty Laundry in Hollywood, and I've performed a little bit around downtown LA, so at the Grayson, Stowaway. I've also performed in Hermosa Beach, and I do have an upcoming performance at the Arts District coming up this month. Actually, it's so quick, and so that's where I'm at now. Where do I want to go? That is a good question. If I had to shoot for the stars, I would like EDC for sure, but I think I would go to Movement in Detroit.
Okay.
Because a lot of my favorite DJs are in Detroit.
That's more underground, though, right? That's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that sound, and I like their. I think a lot of the music that came out of there, it's a lot that I resonate with. So I would say movement Detroit would be the thing. Though I don't know if you have to be from Detroit to headline, but I'm just gonna put that out there now.
Yeah, manifest. Why not? Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you a question. In your time DJing, who has been the biggest influence on you?
Ooh. Oh, if I had to pick one of the greats, I would say easily Honey Dijon. So she's a house DJ from Chicago.
Yeah.
And I actually came across her in 2018 because there was this festival in Bilbao, Spain. And I didn't know about her at the time, but she was there. And I was so blown away because, there is house music and there's the type of house music she plays.
Sure.
So she, for me, and I didn't know in 2018 that I was going to DJ at all, but, I just remember, I was so amazed by it. And then she has her, also her 2018 Boiler Room set. And I have listened to that so much since then. And especially now as a DJ, I can appreciate it way more. And I can also, it's like a textbook. I can learn so much from it. And, watching, her performance, play the songs, and as well as, hearing the songs and, how she tells that story. So I think for me, she sets the standard.
Okay. Wow, big shout out to Honey Dijon.
Honey Dijon, yeah.
Honey Dijon.
Yeah, she's one of the greats.
It reminds me of what's that really fancy mustard?
Yeah, Honey Dijon.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I don't know why she's called Honey Dijon. But she's been DJing for maybe almost 3 decades. She's been around forever, especially in Chicago, New York. But yeah.
Well, that's a cool name.
Yeah,
that's a super dope name.
Yeah,
Talking about names. DJ name. Tell me about it.
It's really Darce Leon. It's not my government name. I always liked the name Darcy. I changed the Y to an E just because it just looked more aesthetically pleasing. Same thing with Leon. I think, because it means lion depending on which language, and I don't know if I think of myself as a lion specifically, but I think it just kind of just fits with my name. I don't have a particularly deep story with that one. I just liked Darcy Leon.
You just kind of came up with it. Like
Yeah.
it's something you came up with. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
of course.
Now, do you? Let me ask you a question. So let's say you get to EDC. We're manifesting here, right?
Of course. Yes.
A couple years down the line, you're at EDC, and do you see yourself with that name still, or do you think you're gonna go through, you know, an experience or just to give you an example? For my name, DJ Pac-Man, I can show you. I can literally show you. I have had 20 different logos until I came up with the logo that I like right now, which is the one right now. I've gone through 20 logos. Me designing and just kind of being very picky with it and just like, oh my goodness, it has to be perfect. Do you see that for yourself? Or like, hey, maybe you come up with something else or you add to it. Do you see yourself making changes or this is it? This is your name?
Usually, like, once I stick with something, I'll stick with it for a while.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, the only way, though, is if I wanted to pull a marshmallow and just have an alter ego. So, like, I would have to, like, wear a mask, dress completely, and just play completely different music.
Okay.
And that's just something I would want to do once in a while. So, if I wanted to do a crazy, like, drum and bass or jungle show, then, yeah, I would then, like, alter it or just go, like dark techno.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely switch it up by then. But I'm usually pretty consistent once I decide. I'm not against it though.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really.
Dark Leon.
Yeah, Darce.
Hey,
Yeah. Ooh,
Dark
I
Leon.
like that. Dark Leon.
Okay. I'm not trying to peek or I'm not trying to get into your personal life, but right here in front of us, nobody could see. There are two beautiful dogs.
Yeah.
And it's in your laptop screen. That's your screensaver, or your wallpaper.
Yeah.
Talk to me about, you're a dog person, obviously. Tell me about them.
Of course, yeah. So, my family and I, these are our family dogs. Unfortunately, they did pass. The red one passed away last year in September, and the gray one actually passed away earlier this year. But they lived pretty good lives. I'm biased, but they lived to like 16 or so.
Okay.
So
Say 16
human years.
Human years, which is a long, long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, they definitely held the family down. Yeah, I love them so much, and I always just I like seeing their faces. And it's so weird, though, because I remember, because around the same time when I started DJing, I actually started music production.
Oh.
Yeah, because I have Ableton now, but I actually started out with BandLab. So I will say, like, a very fond memory I have, like, especially, like, starting out the journey was being in my brother's room, being with his PC, and sometimes being with the controller. And then they were old by then, so they would just be like laid down like next to me on the floor and just kind of looking at them, or them kind of like patting me with their big nose. So even though like they're gone, and then even the gray one, Levi, he actually was with me until like I finished my first mixtape.
Oh.
So I do have very fond memories, and yeah, so I always cherish like they were my producers. They're my co-producers. So
it's so funny, because dogs become such a part of your family. Before I had a dog, I always had the mentality of they're just dogs.
No, but they're not
dogs.
though.
No, they become so integrated into your family. I remember my
Yeah.
the dog that we had for my family. When it was 4th of July and he was scared of the fireworks, and I stood outside all night with him.
Yeah.
And he was in my lap and I was hugging him and I was like, don't worry, because he was a baby. And I was like, don't worry, it's okay. The fireworks, they're gonna be done. You start caring so much about these pets, they just become such a part of your family. So
exactly,
and
yeah.
To have had them during your DJing and your journey like that must be so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm biased, but they're definitely like my best co-producers and co-DJs.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah. No,
oh yeah.
I can totally feel that.
Because did you have dogs or did you have cats?
No, I am
Oh.
so against cats.
Why? What did they ever do to you?
They're just so mean.
What did they? No,
They're
no, no,
mean.
no.
Cats are mean.
You have to understand they have like a different nature. Cause right now it's so funny because we've had like kind of stray-ish cats like around our neighborhood, and I don't know what it was. Like as soon as like both the dogs left, this one particular cat has been starting to come around the house more, and I named him Louie. And cats are very different. Like I think they just take more time to adjust. They do things on their own terms. And I'm a dog person for sure, but I have grown to appreciate the different nature that cats have to offer. And it's like a nice presence knowing that they're nearby. I like that. I think it adds to the neighborhood.
To each their own.
Yes.
They keep the rats away.
That is true. Bless you. Hey, they heard you talking bad about cats.
Yeah, no, for real. That is.
Randy.
What in the world? That was the spirit world letting us know something here.
The ancient Egyptians, they're coming for you.
For real. No. By all means, to each your own. But I'm just not a cat person. I love dogs. I love dogs.
Yeah.
And you're right. You're 100% right. They I don't know what it is about dogs. They just give you this calming presence.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing something you love. When you're doing something you love, like they just give you this calming presence.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about your journey. We talked a little bit about your family life. This is creeping me out here.
Oopsie.
Sheesh. Can you move the mic cable, bro? Maybe it's the mic cable. Or is it this?
Is it this?
No, it's not that. That's off. That's completely disconnected.
Oopsie.
That one.
It is? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do you believe in the afterlife?
I do. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I always kind of like joke with my friends like someone has to have it right by now, and I don't know, but we don't find out, I guess. Until it happens.
Yeah, until it happens for sure. I always tell everybody, it's best to live. It's best to live like it is a thing, than to live like it isn't.
Really? Okay.
I mean, think about it. Like it's best to live like it's better to live like there is a God.
Okay.
Than to live like there isn't a God, because if there is a God and you live that way, you kind of like you calm yourself down. Maybe you're not as crazy. You don't do a lot of crazy things.
True.
But if you live like there isn't a God and you're crazy and you do like all the drugs, all the sex, all the all the wild things, and then you find out that there is a God.
Exactly.
I mean, that means that means you're going somewhere you don't want to go.
You're like in front of St. Peter, like, I did all that?
I know, for real.
Are you sure?
Can you show me the file again?
The stats?
No, for sure. What programmer can I hire to delete that file? Have you been to EDC?
I haven't really been to festivals. I've never been.
No way.
I've never been to I've gone to warehouses. That's more my thing. Yeah.
You've gone to like Lick and Dip or parties like that for sure.
I've done that. That's
so you've
been
done a lot of the underground stuff.
Yeah, and also just because like I don't know, because a lot of my friends that are in the scene, they're the opposite. Some of them, they're big festivals, but they don't go to underground stuff because they like the big room music and I like it too, but definitely have more appreciation for like the bigger festivals, and also because like I just didn't have money.
Hey, money will be a big factor in festivals for sure.
But I will be going next year. So the next year, 2026, before it's sold out, I will be going to my first EDC.
EDC's already sold out.
I got the tickets though.
You did get the tickets.
I got the
You're
tickets.
one of the lucky ones.
No, you got the tickets? No, God damn it. Where is he going? Aw, I'm sorry.
Our tech did not get tickets for EDC.
No, I'm sorry.
It's all right. You know what? Once it comes closer, people sell their tickets.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because
So there's still an opportunity.
Yeah.
There's still an opportunity. I'm gonna go. I didn't get tickets either, but I'm gonna go.
you're gonna find a way.
I'm gonna find a way.
No.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Press
I will
pass. Maybe with press. You can get.
something. Yeah.
That's what they did for Comic Con. They usually do like press. Yeah, do that.
I'm gonna do something because I'm not missing the 30th anniversary.
No, exactly. A lot of like OG ravers are coming back.
Yeah.
That's what
but
I heard.
I did hear that it's like the 30th anniversary for something specifically.
Oh.
Yeah, because Insomniac is older than 30 years. So
Of course.
So I'm curious as to what the 30th anniversary actually means, like what it stands for. I'm not sure what it is. Facebook
No.
Market. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, people sell their tickets like last minute emergencies, whatever. You know that's our tech
True.
saying he's gonna buy his tickets on Facebook Market.
Well, and also too, like, at least for what I saw, there's like a layaway option.
I'm sorry, our tech's
So-
name is Randy.
Yeah.
Everybody-
Oh no, I'm talking to audience, but there is a layaway option.
Yeah.
So Randy, when people default on their loan or their payment plans, then there you go.
There's gonna be
There's
opportunities.
gonna be, yeah, for sure.
I'm not worried about it. I'll be
Yeah.
there. I will definitely be there.
Yes.
So you've never been?
No, it's just also because I was super. Yeah, because I guess like I could have gone. Yeah, but you know what though? Yeah, because even like when I started growing up there on my 20s, yeah, I just went to clubs and raves and underground parties.
That was
So
your
I
that was
never
the, that was the scene.
really. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
never really got around to going to festivals.
For sure. No, I recommend it. I've been to both Coachella and EDC, and I love them both. I 100% recommend going. If you are a fan of music, you have to go to both. You have to go to both.
Really, Coachella too?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I think if you are an all-around fan of music, you have to experience Coachella because Coachella has a little bit of everything. They have the EDM scene, they have rock, they have hip hop, they have even weird stuff. Not that it's weird, but just weird to me.
Yeah.
Like cake pop. I said cake pop, not cake pop.
No.
K-pop.
Yeah. Like the most listened to genre in the world.
They have K-pop. They have K-pop. They even have some like alternative. They have some like soul music. You know.
Oh yeah.
Coachella it's an. If you love music, you can experience everything at Coachella.
That is true.
At EDC,
Oh yeah.
it's just EDM.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of genres of EDM, but it's just electronic music. So that's why I recommend doing both. Because as a DJ, well, you're a producer, so that changes things a little bit. But
Yeah.
I think as a DJ, you have to be knowledgeable with all music, not just EDM music.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Granted, if you're a producer and then you're in the EDM, you're in the electronic field, then I could see just EDC. But no, if you love music, which you talked about your years in choir and stuff.
Yes.
I think you could appreciate all music. So
Yeah, because like I remember hearing about it. It was like I forgot what year, but it was the year where like Paul McCarthy. I'm so sorry, I totally. One of the Beatles guy was headlining it, and it was a long time ago. And my mom just said, "Oh, that'll be fun." Like, "Oh yeah, maybe we should get tickets." But then after that, it blew up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, "Oh, it's just gonna be such a pain to go." So I just like never got around to it. But like, I know this one festival I really liked going to, which is very kind of random. But I went to this one in Dana Point. I don't know if they still have it. It's like this blues festival. I got a couple of like Sailor Jerry drinks, and I was having the time of my life there.
Oh, for
So
sure. What's a Sailor Jerry drink?
No, it's a Sailor Jerry rum.
Rum.
Yeah, Sailor Jerry's rum. So I think I was helping out, and then I did like my volunteer shift, and I got some of that.
So that's a type of rum. It's not a mixed drink.
Yeah, it's a rum.
It's just a rum bottle. It's a rum bottle.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I got that,
Oh.
got the Coke, and then just like waltzed around the blues festival. That
Okay.
I like those random festivals because it's so much fun to lollygag.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
easier
yeah.
to lollygag.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about at
Yeah.
Coachella, right? And just not even Coachella, but just experiencing music on go to the underground stuff. Go
Yeah.
go to the bars that have the band. That's like not that they're unknown, but like they're just like maybe more on the home front. They kind of just they're
For
just
Coachella, yeah.
yeah, just go to those bars. Go to those places. Like
No, you're right.
yeah, you get to experience music. Like I if you're a lover of music, you have to experience music in all different formats.
All the tents.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere, yeah. Because I saw Green Day perform last year, and I've already seen Green Day
Whoa,
perform
okay.
once.
They were at Coachella this
They
year.
were at Coachella, and
Yeah.
like they were still, yeah, they still had the sauce. They still
no,
got it.
He looks the same.
No,
Billy Joel looks the same. Is that his name?
he
right?
drinks
Billy
his
Joel.
water and minds his business. That's why he ages that well.
He
That's
looks
the secret.
exactly the same. That guy.
Oh yeah,
I love Green Day.
I do too.
love Green Day. Yeah.
I do
yeah,
too,
100%. Okay, so I had a question for you. Work wise, what do you do for work?
No, I just do random like admin work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an admin person for sure. Work with invoices. Nothing
Oh.
super sexy as like my day job. No,
Okay.
I kind of joke, just in case any one of those people happen to catch this video. It is my job. I put in my 100%, but this is also my second job.
Okay.
In case they catch it, I don't know.
Yeah. You never
Yeah.
know. Hey, this is going on YouTube, so for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna have your name, Darcy Leon.
Oh no, no, but yeah, that's nothing super. Yeah, nothing super crazy. Cause
Just-
yeah, I like it just because like, cause I know like a lot of musicians, like I know a lot of creatives. They go this, especially when they're younger, they go this route of like quitting and just doing music full time.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally get it. And if you have the means to do it in Los Angeles, okay, that's your life. But it's definitely like with my schedule right now, I think it's definitely perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, I fantasize about like, oh yeah, being like the Josephine Baker-esque creative in a big city and just all art all the time. But I definitely do appreciate having the day job just because I think like once it does create financial stability. So first of all, I can fund this.
Yeah.
And also, like, if I know, like, okay, I may have less time, but as long as, like, I have stability, financial stability, for me, it makes it so much easier to create because I'm not worried all the time.
Yep.
So, I don't know if anyone is questioning that. I would definitely just say, like, having stability, it does allow you to free up your mind. It does allow you to create better.
100%. I agree with that one, like wholeheartedly, and I'm gonna tell you why. Every time I teach DJs, because we have a DJ academy here, and we teach people how to DJ, and the first question I ask them is, how much do you really want it? And the reason I ask that question is because this stuff is expensive. This stuff, I mean, if you're talking about CDJs, just the controller part or just the decks.
Oh.
You're talking about if you're talking about CDJs, you're talking about $5,000.
Yeah.
Just this part.
It's so painful, yeah.
You're not talking about speakers. You're not talking about laptop. You're not talking about microphones.
Nope.
Soundboard. Music.
Oh, for sure.
If you're talking about production.
Yeah.
Plugins.
The record box subscription.
Software.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff is expensive. And then, you know what happens? The CDJs, well, they're going to get outdated. In 2 years, they're going to be outdated. So you're going to want to replace them. So it's $5,000 every 2 years. I tell people, if you're really about it, be about it. And you should have a job. You should have job security.
Of course.
If you have job security in the DJ world where, hey, you're making that kind of money because you're DJing, heck yeah.
Yeah.
More power to you.
Yeah.
But if you're just starting out, hey, maybe you should consider
The right one, yeah.
and having that job.
Oh yeah, of
Having that
course.
job.
And also too, like, I think because technically a lot of people, yeah, like technically I have been DJing for that long, under 2 years. But I think even then, like I've been able to show up to a lot of open decks, and I've also been able to allocate a good amount of time just because it's just simply you say you have to want it, and yeah, I do believe a lot of it is time management too. So I think you just kind of have to kind of find like clips of time, and sometimes like I'll even like DJ for like 10 minutes, like if just like I've had a long day, because I also obviously like you have other stuff in your life. So like I have to commute, I gotta, work with family, I gotta work out, do stuff like that. But like even if it's like 10 minutes a day, it's still better than nothing. So you
Absolutely.
can make it work. A lot of it is time management and just being able to have the discipline. I think that's what take people far. And I think like that's kind of what has kind of pushed me thus far.
Are you a very disciplined person, you think?
Yeah, cuz
You stick to your commitments?
yeah, cuz like I know that especially yeah, once I stick to something, I'll stick with it for a long time. Cuz I actually my mom got me into sports when I was like 6 years old.
Okay.
So she got me into like a handful of sports, so like karate, soccer, rugby, all those sports. And all those sports I've stuck with for like around at least 10 years. And
Wow.
but I would say that like so once I stick with something like with DJing, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I already thought about it and like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it and then whatever happens happens. But I'm going to commit cuz you're right, life is finite. What
Yeah.
else am I going to do with my time? So I might as well just commit and just see where it takes me. But I would also say like sports has given me being an athlete has given me a sense of discipline
Yeah.
and just being used to like doing the grueling work like okay, like let me work on loops today is like most of anything it's not that glamorous but just like the repetitive grueling nature of it.
I want to say, just hearing you say that, I think I want to say preparation, preparation, preparation.
Mm-hmm.
I tell, I'm probably going to sound so repetitive because I think I say this every single Wednesday during the podcast, but I tell each DJ this, and I just want to remind people over and over again. It's, do you think Taylor Swift goes on stage like most DJs without preparing a set, without preparing her concert, or do you think Taylor Swift, who's a worldwide phenomenon, do you think she practices for a whole year to be to on her tour to be that worldwide phenomenon? Does she practice for a whole year, or do you think she just jumps on stage?
Oh no, practice.
Thank you.
No, oh my god, no. Okay, can I go to I've seen this on Threads. I don't know why Threads is I don't know what is going on. I've seen like DJs say that like they don't prepare your sets, and a lot of them say, well, like this DJ Lauren Garnier, he's French, but yeah, like he's like also like one of the great DJs, like Lauren Garnier. I'm sure you know who he is, but he says he doesn't rehearse because he likes to go off of vibes. And I say, okay, if you're him or Tiesto level, sure, you can get away with that, but like, why wouldn't you just be prepared?
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. He says that,
Yeah,
but he has all his stuff prepared.
exactly.
So yeah,
He might be lying.
I don't think he's lying. I think what he means by that is all my songs are already queued up. Mm-hmm. All my songs have loops. So I just go off the vibe the minute I'm there, and I just play what I see. But it's already prepared ahead of time.
Exactly.
He already has the years of experience of preparing songs.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but he took the time to do that, So like that's every time I hear DJs, and I love the DJ world. Obviously, I'm a DJ. I love all DJs, but stop doing that.
No, I know. I agree.
Stop doing that. Please prepare. Please think of yourself as if you're going on stage on a show. Maybe it's just a bar. Maybe it's just a coffee house. Maybe it's just a corporate event that nobody cares about. Maybe, but you should care.
Exactly.
You should care.
I agree. Because I've, because like, I'll ask, like, if I'm playing, like, I'll be, and I've also kind of to learn this the hard way, like, I'll be the promoter, whoever, just like as specific as possible. Like, okay, house music. Like, okay, but which type of house? Okay, like, how, like, what's the vibe? Like, how many people would be there? Like, I like to be as specific as possible. I mean, because right now it's a live stream for this, so it's like, okay, I have a little bit like more flow, but I still prepared something on
Sure.
Box or Serato, so like something is there. But I agree, I don't get it.
I'm big on preparation. Like I
Yeah.
said, if you're trying to make it big, you're trying to go like EDC. You're trying to go. You're trying to be an artist on a just on a bigger level. I feel like you gotta have some type of preparation. You know, maybe some DJs are super great and they're just 100 times better than me. Much respect to you, but on my end, I recommend prepare, prepare, prepare.
That's what
Yeah,
yeah.
this is a pretty common saying. You could be the most talented person in the world, but preparation will always beat talent,
Yeah,
and I agree with that.
I agree.
I agree with that.
I think that's what got me, like, not even just with DJing, but I would say like a lot in life. Yeah, I would say because like I practiced a lot and I prepared and I just stuck it out till the end. So like just I think I would say that practice and resilience. I would say that's gotten me far in life for
Super
sure.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a little recap. We talked about your journey. We talked about your name, your goals. Uh, let's see. What am I missing? Let me see. We talked about your dogs.
My boys. Yeah.
Let's see. I don't want to miss anything. Oh yeah. How did you come into famous? How'd you find out about famous?
So it's just like word of mouth. Someone just said, "Oh, hey, they're having a meeting. They're looking for people." I said, "For sure." And well, cause I don't know if you disclose where you're at, but it
Yeah.
happens to be not be very far from where I'm at.
Okay.
So I said, "Okay, perfect," because I'm so sick of having to go to LA or go to Costa Mesa.
Oh,
So I'm
interesting.
like, okay, like, and obviously there has to be something in the middle.
Yeah.
So I went, and then lo and behold, we were talking about it. We had a couple mutuals already.
Oh, for sure.
One of them you're gonna have next week on the podcast, DJ Cast.
Okay.
And so, I mean, but DJing is a small world. So it felt pretty good, and like we were talking about like what Famous like wanted for the company, what you guys were doing now, and I think I just kind of resonated with it just because I do like working with. I don't want to be simplistic and say chill people, but very very straight to the point, very straightforward about what we want, who we're looking for,
Okay.
and no BS, and that is something I very much resonated with. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna commit. And everyone was super sweet right after. So it was a good group of people. So
Awesome.
I just want to, yeah, I'm excited to see where this
Yeah.
goes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I will say I think in the DJ world, full transparency is something that is missing. So my business partner and I were and then, well, I think we've built a team and we've built this environment of transparency,
Yes.
and I think that's so important. It's like there's so much shadiness in the DJ world, and it's just kind of annoying.
It is.
It's kind of annoying. Like,
It is.
just tell people what it is.
Exactly.
Like a lot of people will say, "Oh, uh, I never DJ for drinks, or I never DJ for free because that's that I'm worth so much." That's complete BS. I think that's complete BS. If Pascal from EDC told you, hey, come DJ at EDC and I'll pay you with drinks, guess what? You will be there.
Yeah, of course.
Shut the hell up.
On my way.
You will be there. On my way, yes.
Yeah, on my way.
So stop lying. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to others. You know, like, it's okay to put your name out there. It's okay to like want to grow, you know? Like, I know when I started DJing, I started by knocking on doors.
Yeah.
I would look at jumpers. I would go knock and be like, "Hey, let me DJ for you. I'll do it for $50 because I wanted to.
Yeah.
I wanted to put my name out there. You know, I think this whole idea of like telling the world, oh, I never did that. It's complete BS.
No, that's a
complete
lie. Everyone started from somewhere,
and that's okay.
No, that's fine. Everyone does.
Yeah,
Everyone does.
perfectly fine. Now, when you grow.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, value yourself, of course. You put in the work. You put in the tears. You freaking put in the work.
Of course, yeah.
The sweat and tears. But it's okay to start little by little. It's okay to start little by little.
I just have way more fun with that. Yeah.
I think transparency is something that's missing in the DJ world.
I agree. And I would say with transparency, I would also add, I think, I'd rather have the mentality of under-promising and over-delivering.
Oh, 100%.
Because I've also seen that, like, well, I want to do this. I mean, I've either seen, like, promoters or creatives just say, like, oh, well, I want to do this. These are my plans. And I'm kind of the opposite, where, like, I'd rather just not say anything until, like, it's set in stone. Because then, like, and I do appreciate people are like that. It's just, like, okay, here's what's happening. So, transparency, but also, like, okay, like, once it's finalized, okay, then here's what we want to do. Like, here's what we're going to do. This is now in motion.
Yeah.
And I would much prefer that out there. Like, oh, I'm going to have us, like, be signed to, like, Cascade's label. I'm like, okay, but how? I can't do anything with that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. That's the other part, right? Like when you start growing, right? There's these contracts, and it's like, oh, you can't play here, you can't play there. You're kind of like it's almost like you're part of a gang.
I have noticed that too. Yeah, I mean, and obviously, like, getting more into DJing, like, you do, even if people don't say it, I have caught on, like, subtle stuff. Like, oh. Okay.
It's just, I'm just trying to grow me. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to grow my brand.
like,
Not trying to be part of a gang. Not trying to be part of anything. I just want to share my love for music with the world.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. But that's just, like, working in, like, I guess, Hollywood. Yeah, I guess working in entertainment or working in the industry. Like, it does come with that. So I've kind of, like, learned to accept it. It's like, okay, they just don't get too lost in the sauce. I have learned that very much. Don't get lost in the sauce. Just do what you need to do and be nice to people. And that's it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I always tell people don't what's that saying? Don't. Oh, I'm losing it. I totally lost.
You get lost in the sauce. That's just
Yeah.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, 100%. If it comes back, I'll say it.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, we were talking about this earlier. We're gonna soften the mood a little bit.
Yes.
We were talking about this earlier. You're an OC girl.
Guilty.
Hey.
Did you tell?
Is it in the accent, you think?
You tell me. I think I have a perfectly normal accent.
Yeah?
But no, I don't know. Because I've lived, like, a tiny bit of time. I have lived, like, in, like, the Gateway City area.
Okay.
So, but, like, I don't hear that much of a difference. And no one's really looked at me super weird. So, like, I just think everyone and myself sounds normal. I don't know. That's going to have to be up for vote, how obvious that is. Do you think I sound?
I'm going to create a reel, and I'm going to put a vote on this.
Oh, no.
A little bit. I think you have it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you think I have an accent? And it's okay. You could say Mexican, gangster, L.A. You say whatever. It doesn't matter. Do you think I
Like
have an accent?
a little, but it's so normal to me. Cuz I
Okay.
hear it all the time.
Ah,
'Cause-
interesting.
so like it doesn't, yeah, I hear something, but like it doesn't like register. It's not like you have like a southern accent where it's just jarring.
Okay.
It's like a little bit.
Sure. I'm going to enhance the way I speak now.
Just start speaking Spanish. Like let me get my Duolingo out.
Nah, yeah. I'm gonna change my accent.
Wait,
I'm.
Are you
I'm gonna go French. Yeah.
en français?
Yeah.
Oui, oui.
I've been studying the French language. That was-
Spaghetti.
Forget it.
My
Forget it.
bad.
That sucked. That was trash. That was horrible.
Baguette.
Start saying "Comment allez-vous?"
Comment allez-vous?
Hey, no. Girl, mommy.
Duolingo, believe it or not, I'm studying French. I love the French language. I'm studying it.
Which part of France?
I have no idea.
Okay, as long as it's not Parisian.
Duolingo French.
Okay, as long as it's like not Parisian, those people are still annoying. Oh, français. They sound like they're choking.
Okay.
And I don't get it.
Is that a thing?
They just
I
sound
didn't
like
know
they're
that.
choking. Oh, français.
Are they the type of
Oui,
people
oui.
that'll judge you? Like they'll be mad at you?
Parisians?
Yeah, they'll be mad at you
They're
because you don't
so
speak
mean.
proper French.
They're so. I don't know what it is. Like, I've dealt with regular French people, and they're nice. But, like, I don't know what it is with Parisians. Like, they sound so mean. Like, they're mean.
And you've been to France?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to France. Okay.
Yeah, and it's just, I've been to a couple places, like, regions around France, like, south of France. And, they were so friendly, but I don't know what is it with, they're like New Yorkers. So,
Okay.
like, maybe they're just more straightforward, but,
Yeah.
like, I don't get it. Like, what French people are, they think, like, they're the only people with, like, techno and cheese in Europe. Like, everyone has electronic music and good cheese. You have no reason to act like that.
Believe it or not, I'm afraid of going to France because
Why?
I don't want to speak the language and then just like have someone be mad at me for not speaking it properly.
They,
I love
Judge you.
the language.
Yeah.
I promise you, I love the. I'm studying
Yeah.
it, but I'm afraid of going because I don't want to be like, oh, you do not know how to speak French. And stop it.
oui, oui, yeah.
Yeah, that is a fear. That is an internal fear of
They're
mine.
just Parisians.
But I'll go anyways. I
Yeah.
don't care. I'll get over it.
Yeah. Have you performed abroad?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. So the
Right.
farthest I've gone to perform is San Francisco, Arizona, and Vegas.
Okay.
But I want to go to Mexico. My cousin just had his wedding this past year.
And you didn't DJ at the wedding.
No,
Shady. Why not?
I told him.
¿Por qué no?
I was like, hey, like, let me MC something. Let me do something. He was like, no.
What do you mean? No.
And I was like, whatever. Like, I totally get it. He paid a lot of money for, like, it was a beautiful wedding. It's a beautiful wedding. So I totally get it. I understand.
Okay.
But oh man, I was just like, I want to do something. I want to do something. Even like if I would have like connected with a DJ there, a nightclub, something like
Exactly.
something.
No, I get that.
But
no.
whatever. I did try because I did ask him. I did try because I did ask him. Yeah.
Shout out on the mic.
Something.
Sup, gang?
Congratulations. Happy marriage. Something.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh,
No
man.
judgment. No judgment.
Yeah.
Okay, Darcy. So we're about to get started with your mix. I do want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. But before I do that, I just gotta ask you a question. This is gonna be off the top of my head. I always try to ask a funny question to everybody.
Okay.
Let's see. Last week I did the whole hot dog thing. Ketchup, yes or no. I know I've done the whole pizza, pineapple on pizza, yes or no. Your question is gonna be. Oh, I got a good one. You're an OC girl.
Yeah.
Dodgers or Angels?
Oh,
Ooh, oh, you might have a lot of hate here.
no, wait. Uh,
That's okay.
I would say I have to go with the Angels
Yeesh.
because
That's an OC answer.
yeah, because they've had. Okay, I'm just totally regurgitating what I've heard fans and ESPN say. Technically, the Angels has had the better players. What's the name of the biggest player in the Dodgers?
Otani.
Yeah, where was he first?
I have no idea. I
He
don't
was at
follow
the
baseball
Angels
that
first.
much. Was he? Really?
Yeah, he played for the Angels first.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
for sure.
yeah, all the best players are technically with the Angels.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, and their stadium is, it's definitely nicer there. I like that little, really rock fountain there. So I'm gonna have to give it to Angels.
Wait. You like the Angels Stadium more than the Dodger Stadium?
I like the fountain.
Have you been to the Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, I was there last summer. I watched them play against. I don't remember. I mean, I like the food at the Dodger Stadium. They had like these big nachos.
The Dodger Stadium is beautiful.
It is beautiful. I
It's
like
beautiful.
the vintage vibe, but I do like a rock fountain.
No, that's what I'm saying. They just renovated, so the Dodger Stadium's a lot more technologically advanced than the Angel. The Angel Stadium's still kind of old.
I guess so. I mean, I am gonna go watch a Dodgers game soon for my work because they
Okay.
got Dodger tickets. So, and I was there at the Angels game because they had Star Wars night with. I went with one of my besties.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have a
Sure.
baseball summer.
Overall, you're not a big baseball fan.
I'm not. No,
Okay.
it's not my sport. It's like a good pass. It's definitely America's pastime just because it's easy to talk to someone, drink, and then if you don't feel like talking, then just go back. Oh, okay,
Okay.
that's cool, and then just go back to talking.
Fair.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Big shout out to our sponsors today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate. You are the reason why this is possible. The first sponsor I'd like to thank, Orbit Event Rentals. Thank you so much, Orbit Event Rentals, for allowing us to be here in this space, allowing us to use these chairs. If you need event rentals, tables, canopies, linens, anything you need for your event and you need to rent it, please check out Orbit Event Rentals. Second sponsor I'd like to thank is Mont Lake Construction. Thank you, Mont Lake Construction. It is a general contractor. If you have a bathroom remodel, a kitchen remodel, an ADU, a home renovation, anything that you need, and you need to have a person who's going to make it look perfect, check out Mont Lake Construction. MontLakeConstruction.com. Now, last but not least, big shout out to the Empress LA. TheEmpressLA.com. Check them out. If you want some hair restoration, I'm probably going to do that soon. Hair restoration, tattoo removals, fillers, just anything you have in mind that you want to make yourself look more beautiful, please check out TheEmpressLA.com. All right, Darcy, take us away on this journey, this beautiful journey of music.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get it.
Yeah.